Hello, and welcome to my stream, everyone. How are you today? My name is Mark Takeshi Ota. I always have to think about that for a moment so that I don't mess it up. And I am doing a stream today of Great Ace Attorney and Black Myth Wukong. Not at the same time, because that would be hella confusing. Although now that I said that, God, wouldn't that be amazing? Both at the same... Whoa, Poggy Pocket! Oh, thank you so much for your continued support and for all the lovely gift subs. You're too kind. And I saw also, I think Peachy PG also subscribed for... Was it... What did it say? 5 months or something? That is absolutely amazing. So thank you so much, Poggy Pocket. And Peachy PG! How you all doing? Whoa. Ding-a-da-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding. Wait, let me just close this thing down also here. There we have this. And we love, oh yeah, happy Pride Month, everyone. I hope you all are having a proudful month of whatever it is your... Oh, now I'm just playing around with the stuff. Whatever your gender identity or sexual orientation or, you know, and I hope you find lots of acceptance in your life and welcoming people and not the mean ones, because we don't like those. What are y'all celebrating Pride Month? Is that something you do? I've always been very, very kind of scared of not scared of big crowds, but I never really go to like big parades of any sort or something like that. But they look very fun when I see videos of them. So I prefer smaller groups most of the time, just like on the online, because basically it's just me. And it's not like, you know, like dozens of you there. It's just me. It's just me in my room. Small group, cozy group, isn't it? A cozy group of all of us. But I'll have to deal with that if I get like millions of people watching me. That'd be very confusing. I wouldn't even know how to deal with that. But let's keep it cozy. Let's keep it cozy. You got kicked in the head by someone sitting and awning at Pride once. What is sitting on an awning? What is an awning? I'm so sorry. Wait, did you get kicked on like for mean reasons or like by accident? What is an awning? Can somebody explain to me? I would kick them right back if somebody kicked Elsie. I'm a peaceful pacifist person, but like if you kick someone I care about, then you get kicked right back. Like a little roof over a door. How does somebody sit on a roof over a door? Oh, wait, did they kick you as you were walking out? Was that I'm sure it hurt either way, but I'm so sorry. I'll bonk them with my stick. I'll carry my heavy stick around and I'll bonk them. But perfect game for Pride Month. Great Ace Attorney, I'm guessing. I don't know how Wukong fits into the Pride. Is there some? I think there's some probably non-binariness happening in Wukong. I feel like in mythology, like all of that stuff is a little bit more up in the air anyway, isn't it? I mean, is Wukong strictly male? Do we ever see any evidence of that? Let's not go down that track of what we see or don't see. Wukong, yeah, I feel like Wukong would be pan a little bit like that. I think, like, isn't it Deadpool is also pan? Yeah, why restrict yourself in that way anyway, right? But anyway, I can beat people up for Pride. I don't want to beat people up for Pride. I wouldn't be proud of beating people up. I mean, like, I guess... See, the tricky thing is with non-violence and stuff like that. It's like sometimes... Like, even though in a way I believe in that, but also if people are being really mean and hateful, then like... A little bit of violence maybe is good to respond to that. Fight fire with fire or something. On the other hand, I don't like to fight because it does ouchie, and I don't want ouchie. I've got enough ouchie in my life. I'd rather be like, no, you suck, go away. Pride started with the brick. Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, I mean, but that's the thing. Sometimes some sort of violent resistance is necessary, right? But then also you sometimes have peaceful resistance, I guess. I don't know. It's all very complicated. I never know what the right thing to do is. I just try to do the best in life and be nice to people. But, you know, then somebody honks at me and then go like, fuck off, you prick. Anyway, I hope the tricky stuff about non-violence, first thing I hear on your first stream. Well, welcome to your first stream of the me, or the first stream in your life, which would also be exciting. And I've collected all the level 1 emotes. They're all unlocked. So there's no more. There's no more that I can unlock. Oh well. What was I gonna say? I learned a thing today, and somebody on the Discord said they're anxious about something that's happening tomorrow, and I learned a new thing about anxiety today. Not entirely new, because I kind of like, I mean, anxiety is kind of our like evolutionary. It was always the thing that protects us from danger, right? So when you know, you're like in the wild and you're like hearing something, you're not sure, maybe danger's around the corner, we might get murdered by a big cat or something, right? So we have to run. And that's this feeling of anxiety. But in our modern life, obviously, most of the time, with obviously some exceptions, we have like anxiety around stuff that isn't mortal danger, but just like kind of, oh God, I have to do all these things tomorrow and it's overwhelming and stuff. And then like, so my therapist taught me actually to just name like kind of that thing, and being like kind of like, what's the danger? What is the danger? What is the thing that is making you so anxious? And to kind of just break it down one by one. And then you can still like be nervous about these things, maybe if it's an exam or something like that, or, you know, like in my case, I'm going to a convention this weekend and I'm kind of anxious about that because, you know, what if nobody comes to see me? What if nobody likes me? What if nobody cares or something, you know? And I get a little anxious about that. And what if like there's other famous actors that get like hundreds of thousands of people or something like that. But the truth is also, even if that were to happen, like nobody's gonna die. Like, you know, it's okay. I might be a bit bored or something, but like, it's not the end of the world. And also, like, I'll just be chatting to other people and that will be fun, you know? I have been to two other conventions actually. And also, yeah, the truth is, people did come to see me, you know? And so I should have some evidence that, you know, like, some people do care, even if it's not as many as maybe for Tom Cruise, and that's okay. So, and exactly, Paradise, you know, like came and gave me these things, and I got these from Atelier Khan, who is also actually a fellow streamer who I've always been wanting to raid when but they were never. Hold on, what is it? Atelier Khan, Eddie Mendoza is a voice actor, and they were never. I think sometimes they went online on Twitch, like sort of like half an hour after I finished or something like that. So if I manage, then maybe we can raid them at some point. Atelier Kieran, sorry, Atelier Kieran on Twitch. And you know, we're lovely people who came to see me in Sheol, and obviously Kitchen came to see me in LA. So you know, it's all good, and there is no danger, so I don't need to be excessively anxious about it, and I can just, like LC always says, breathe, Mark. You know, it's not that deep. It's fine. It's chill. Just relax. And I went to pick up a big banner today with my head on it, and that shit also makes me anxious. Why is there like a big banner with my head on it? What? Like, that's so weird. So weird. But it's okay. I'm getting comfortable with it. Embrace the discomfort. A big banner with my head and some characters I voiced, you know, including Segway, Booyakasha, the Ryunosuke Naruhodo, and Great Ace Attorney, which is what I will stream now. Kaboosh. Do you have a big banner? I don't actually have the big banner from LA. I have a different banner because that one from LA was with a different agency and it had, I think, their name on it. So obviously I cannot use that when I'm with a different agency because then they want to put their name on it. So I've got a new banner this time, and it's a hanging banner. It's a cloth one. So that's what I'm going to do. Sorry to the DLC outfit lovers, but can we switch back to the regular outfits? Do you miss them? You know what? What do we... I sometimes do miss them a little bit as well. What do we think? I kind of have to say I do really love... I love Herlock's what do we... I mean, Herlock's cat outfit is really funny. But I have somehow this one, the Victorian's Susato doesn't gel with me. This one just always gives me a really good laugh. I think I miss this one because it bothers me when he does the arm thing and then there's no armband. So I think we can change Ryunosuke back. Even though the other one is cool, I think, yeah, and that feels more courtly. And like this, I like this one. It's just, it feels like so in keeping with Herlock. It feels like it's accurate. So I'm gonna keep this one. And I think that's what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna move the mouse out of the way. They're both fun. Spaghetti plays guitar, aren't they? It is on brand for Shomes, isn't it? Anyway, so where were we? Where were we with this? We found out, we did the dance of deduction last time, didn't we? We did the dance of deduction and then realized that that person, what's his face? The professor. What's his name again? The professor was hiding in his safe. Whoa, Goose! Thank you for the gift sub. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. We found this cyber... Drebber and Albert's machine got blown up. Wait, Albert's machine got blown up? When did that happen? Did I miss something? Oh, are we at the... We're at the courthouse already. Yes, because we found Drebber and we need Drebber for the court. When did the... We ended on... Oh, yes, of course. The bomb... Because there was a second bomb. I, for some reason, thought, did the bomb go off in the place that we were at? But no, it wasn't. It was in the other place. Yes. My brain is connecting the dots again. The guy had 2 bombs. That's right. Dun, dun, dun. Time bomb. Is there a song that goes time bomb? No, I don't think so. Anyway, we are back to Herr Brain. Good morning to you, Mr. Naruhodo. Guten morning. Guten Morgen. I said guten morning. It's like a mix between English and German. Guten morning. Guten morning. Good morning, Professor. Ready for today's proceedings? Because I clearly am. I'm sounding very confident about it. Guten morning. Guten Morgen. Morgengendum. Konbarning? What is konbarning? Konbarning? That's confusing. Herr Brain, I hope so. I should be. Even I with the... Why? Even I with... Why does he dance when he say... Even... Oh, and also, what is... Look how this is like all weird. I don't like that. Why is that all weird? I have to turn this up. I have to turn up the light. Turn up the light. I don't like how that is weird. Haha. See? I just had to turn up the light. There we go. Better. Even I have nothing left to lose. Who cares? I'll just dance anyway. Good morning, my dear fellows. See, that's why I like this outfit. Because it just gives me a good chuckle. It just comes at you from nowhere. From nowhere. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you're here. Great. Why, naturally. A true gentleman stands shoulder to shoulder with his friends in battle at all times. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'll see you later then. Just go already. Now, Professor, we really need you to remain calm in the courtroom today, and please stop saying you stabbed people, okay? That would be highly appreciated. Yes, do try your hardest not to enter the witness stand uninvited again. Yes, I will. I realize it was a mistake, but My dear fellows, I must interject. You should definitely say that you stabbed someone. Oh, you're still here, Mr. Sholmes. What's the matter? Surely, you've overlooked some praise, have you not? To be cast in my direction, Have you not seen what a beautiful outfit I'm wearing? I need some compliments. And look at my bare chest. Sorry, I don't follow. Must I spell it out? I, the great Sherlock Sholmes, the greatest detective of worldwide acclamation. Is that the word? Isn't it acclaim? Arose at some ungodly hour to be here with you, here now. First thing in the morning, a miracle, you must agree. You must indeed. Well, if I must agree, then, as you know, my sleep is quite impregnable. Is he saying the correct words? Is he meant to say impenetrable or something? Is impregnable the right word? Iris had to employ her full gamut of tactics. She pulled the covers off, shook me, poked both my cheeks, punched me, and kicked me from the bed. Then she poured a boiling cup of the latest experimental blend on my face, and at last I was bestirred. Bestirred. Must be. I feel like. Oh, impregnable means the same thing. Okay, fair enough. I thought he was just saying fancy words to sound fancy, but they're not actually correct, because that would be kind of in keeping with Sholmes, I think. Iris is his wife? Wait, what are you talking about? Where does it say that? It doesn't say wife. Oh, wait, are you saying that your wife does that to you? Oh, no. Iris is the child. Iris is the young... Is the young child. She's like 10 or 11. Oh my, Iris has been busy. Iris doesn't have it in her to go that far. She's too nice. I sense the spirit of a fellow scientist, one who relishes the infinite possibilities of blending tea. I don't know this game. Oh, yeah. Fair enough. You did only join recently on this one, didn't you? Yes, I have played this now for 6 months, haven't I? Isn't that crazy? I'm the one worthy of praise here, not Iris. Sorry to cut in. Who's the mysterious person? Oh, is this Drebber? Drebber was arrested, wasn't he? Oh, no, it's a good old Gregson. Oh, Inspector Gregson, good morning. Gregson, my dear fella, why the grim expression at this delightfully early hour? I don't know. Maybe because I've been confronted with a grimmer expression, eh? Dear me. Are you going to take that insult lying down, Professor? What? Oh, what? What? I don't know what's going on. Poor Professor. Anyway, here's the paperwork you asked for. What paperwork? I took the liberty of requesting it yesterday. I have a feeling it may prove useful. You wouldn't believe the hoops I had to jump through to get this brought out of the archives. It's the professor's autopsy report. That mass murderers killed 5 members of the aristocracy. He was found guilty in a closed trial 10 years ago now. It was all done under wraps. And he was quickly executed soon after the trial. It's all in here. The killer's autopsy report has been entered into the court record. I don't know what to say. Thank you, Inspector. Yes, much obliged, Gregson. Us lowly lot at the yard are just doing what we can in the shadow of the great Detective Sholmes, of course. Does Gregson like him all that much? I thought he gets annoyed by him, doesn't he? Well then, Professor Hairbrain, this is it. Today, we're going to lay all this to rest at last. I wish you the best of luck, Professor. I, suppose I'll be in there today. He'll be in there today, will he? Yes, we expect the prosecution to summon him as a witness. I'm still amazed that you managed to find him in just one day. I really owe you both that so much.
Counsel and the defendant. The trial is about to resume. Kindly make your way into the courtroom at once. Oh, this bailiff sounds a bit like, almost like Santa.
This is it then. The final chapter. Honey, my heart's racing a little. I've not felt this before, actually. This strange foreboding. As if something's going to happen in this trial that I'm not ready for. But I can't let that distract me from the only thing that really matters. Finding the truth. All right, team, are we ready? Are we ready to find the truth? Everyone? Are you ready for the truth? What is the truth that you have been not facing? There's truth in your life that needs to be faced. But not right now. Not right now. We're facing the truth of this trial. That's what we're doing. The Old Bailey courtroom. We got this, team. Ready? Excellent. Mr. Antenna. What is there a tenor named Ant?
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again.
A high percentage of top hats for a jury. Oh, I didn't even see the jury. You have better eyes than me, Noodle.
We resume the public hearing of Albert Hairbrain, here present, who stands accused of murder. All the counsels for the prosecution.
I feel like I haven't heard the judge in so long. Are the counsels
for the prosecution and defense ready to proceed?
Oh my god. Kazuma, every now and then I feel a little bit closer, but you're hidden behind a mask, Kazuma. Now you're standing next to Barack, the stupid racist, and I don't know what to do about it, Kazuma. Anyway, the prosecution is ready, my lord. The defense is ready, my lord. And see how there's confidence in his eyes. There's no eyes going left and right or anything. Mysterious masked man, but they've already said that he's Kazuma. Susato has said that it's Kazuma. She recognized him straight away. Obviously he's not been unmasked yet, but that's what she said. Unless she's wrong. Apparently he has amnesia, right? As promised, Lord Van Zieks has his apprentice with him. his apprentice with memory loss. Maybe it's Kazuma's evil twin.
If I may, Lord Van Zeeks.
Wait, who's stirring the pot? Wait! Why are you stirring the pot? How rude.
Yes, my lord. There appears to be someone standing at your side.
You know whose stream this is, everyone, yeah? Oh, Baroque. Oh, okay. I thought it was between Kazuma and Ryunosuke. I was like, that would be rude.
There appears to be someone standing at your side.
Yes. My apprentice and assistant. Amuzak. Kazuma's evil twin Amuzak. Yeah, I like that. Well, how, like, you know when people say stuff like backwards? Kazuma. Amuzak. Amuzak. Maybe if I play that backwards, is that gonna work? Amuzak. The prosecution believes today's proceedings will see the complexity of this case rise considerably. What is assistant is just there to, like, knife his champagne bottle? Uncork his champagne bottle? That is just ridiculous. I therefore instructed my assistant to make sure that my chalice is always topped up and attend to ensure the smooth running of the trial by making sure that I am sufficiently alcoholified. And the smooth running of... Oh, see? I knew it. And the smooth running of liquid refreshments by the look of it. I always knew. Haha! Kazuma wins. Take that, Baroque. No chance. The way he holds himself. The way he moves. I like the way you move. I like the way you move. I like the way you move. I like the way. I like the way. It couldn't be anyone else. But he's still suffering from amnesia, so there's really nothing we can do at the moment. I know, but... Oh, this is so very hard. Oh, she's crying. It would... Excuse me.
It would appear the prosecution...
I'm fine, everyone. Everything's fine. No one's dying.
It would appear the prosecution has done a fine job in responding to the demands of the court made yesterday.
It's fine. I just verschlucked myself. I verschlucked myself. Everyone remember? Verschlucked myself?
I understand. You have successfully secured the engineer who disappeared from the scene on the day in question.
Yes, my lord. I intend to call him as a witness shortly.
Very good, very good. Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, who have been chosen completely at random to represent the will of the people in this courtroom today, are you ready and willing to proceed?
Of course, my lord. I'm sure we all understand the importance of our civic duty.
I do so despise deception and deceit. I find it so very wearing.
Aha! To take a man's life with a conjuring trick is against the magician's code, not to mention the law. Gah, gah, gah.
Any fake scientist should feel the wrath of God, if you ask me.
We have to listen to what's said on both sides of the fence, and that's all one. That's it, isn't it?
I don't know why he sounded like that. Just decided. Was he Elmo? I don't think he was Elmo last time, was he? Oh, maybe he was. I just kind of felt like that.
If all parties are ready to proceed, you may begin, Lord Van Zeeks.
Before I do, my lord, there is a report I must read to the court. I'm so pretty. I'm so pretty. Oh my god, yes, I'm so pretty. When I look in the mirror every day, I think, oh my god, how pretty I am today. Thank you everyone for listening. Yesterday, at the Great Exhibition Grounds, the evidence of primary importance in this case. The super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine, which was installed on the experimentation stage, was deliberately destroyed in an explosion affected by an unknown person or persons. It was a what?
An explosion!
This is an out.
He says with explosions.
Whoa, whoa.
Yes, I heard this grave news yesterday. Scotland Yard submitted a report to my office in the evening. I read that the machine was blasted to smithers and the wreckage reduced to ashes in the flames.
I have here a photographic print of the scene, taken in the wake of the explosion.
Oh, yep, there's a hole.
It shows what little remains of the machine.
Yes, a terrible business.
He did it to destroy the evidence, did he? That Enoch Drebber.
The court will take this print as evidence, counsel.
Has been entered into the court record.
Very good, very good. Late yesterday afternoon, the protection afforded to the machine by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act was revoked. However, before a thorough investigation could begin, the invention was obliterated from existence. As such, this will become a very different trial.
Sponsored by Manual Hair Loss. Something like that. No, it's not. It's not sponsored by anything. Wouldn't it be funny if, like, he suddenly picks up at items like, this case is sponsored by something. This case is sponsored. Oh my god, it would be wine, wouldn't it? Manual Hair Loss. I'm not very good at ad reads, am I? It's the reason why I don't do them. Oh, Raid Shadow Legends. That's what I should have said. If they want to sponsor me, I'll happily take it. As long as, like, no one has to actually buy it. I don't know how much people get for those sponsors. As it stands now, with no evidence on which to draw meaningful conclusions, the authenticity of the kinesis machine will remain forever in obscurity.
Indeed. A most unfortunate state of affairs.
However, no, not Santa.
However, one thing remains clear. The victim's death was the result of the actions of the accused.
You don't know that.
Of that we can be certain.
Nah, I think you're wrong, Barack. I don't think you can be certain at all. I think you're being stupid. Just like, the last few times that we engaged in the battle of the legal arts. Kick your butt then too.
For it was the accused himself who was operating the machine and who ultimately caused its loss of control.
Yeah, see, but what if he didn't actually control it because the machine was manipulated by somebody else. So then maybe he just pulled the levers for good fun.
Objection!
Don't know what you're talking about. As Lord Van Zieks rightly says, this is a very different trial now. The accused accepts responsibility for his part in the events that transpired. Excuse me. That wasn't even verschlucked. That's just air coming out of me. Like a balloon that's popping. He acknowledges that Mr. Asman died as a result of the accident caused by his machine's malfunction. Burp. However, unbeknownst to the professor, he was being deliberately deceived by a pair of very clever fraudsters. Agreed.
Names, counsel, if you please.
The engineer, Mr. Enoch Drebber, and the victim himself, Mr. Odie Asman. My guess was the machine worked just as intended and Drebber's instructions to Albert were meant to cause the smoke and malfunctions. Probably. Yeah, I just think, like, in the end, probably Hairbrain didn't, like, whatever he did was not what he think he did, right? So then he was manipulated into it. So what exactly were these two men up to behind the defendant's back? The defense intends to expose that information, thus establishing the unequivocal innocence of the defendant. Look at him pointing. Imagine, like, standing in court and just pointing for, like, a solid, like, 30 seconds and just standing there frozen. And we will prove that. And then you're just standing there pointing. Until the next person speaks, and then you continue.
Thank you, counsels.
The position of the prosecution and defense have been clearly stated.
What? Lord Van Zieks, summon your first witness, please.
At once, my lord. The prosecution calls the engineer, Mr. Enoch Drebber, to the stand.
And, like, sometimes some people, like, point like that, and they're like,
Yeah, smoldering. We call him to the stand. Just looking like that. Yeah. Cool smolder. I'm gonna close my eyes now. But then I can't read, so I have to look out with one eye. State your name and occupation for the court.
oh shit, what was his voice? Name? What did I do for his voice? Name, Enoch Drebber. Occupation, I am a robot. Hard to pin down, I would say. It was a creepy voice.
Creepy. Was it creepy? I don't remember.
Oh, people are saying stuff. Elmer Drebber? I like that. Let's make him less scary.
Your file indicates that you are currently being investigated in connection with another case.
Was this creepy voice? Maybe I should look it up. What did I do last time? How do I wait? What? How would I look it up? I can go to my stream on here, right? Wait. If I just go to Twitch and then we go look at me from last time.
Let's go, baby.
Hold on. How do we do this? This is a new thing. I've never done this before. How do we do this? Oh shit. Now we're definitely in a weird stage. Wait, where's the hold on. Is this total chaos now? I hope it doesn't show me an ad now, because that would suck.
No need for such a
Wait, where's the here?
Well, my dear fellows, hello.
I want him to talk here.
Ah, yes. Oh, yes, it was more creepy like that. Precisely. Very good, very good. We figured it out.
I use light mode. Oh, have I done something weird? The theft of a waxwork model, is it? A most extraordinary sounding business. Did I do something I wasn't supposed to? You're blind? What was happening? I think the mode changes depending on what time of day it is. And it's daytime, which is why it was light mode. But when it gets later, it becomes dark.
But that has no bearing on this trial. I assure you, cleave it from your mind.
It absolutely does not? What do you mean? Elsie, it does change. I swear to you, sometimes it gets dark. At night. I'm like 80% sure of that. Like, I'm gonna show you later when it's late. I'm gonna... But it does change depending on time of day, doesn't it? You know, when we finish the stream, I'm gonna go back to it, and then you're gonna see. And then you're gonna see. Anyway. I regret that was... Whoa, Noodle! Hurting my feelings. Hurting my feelings.
Well, then I'm gonna do Noodle in all of us. I regret that I must tender my resignation. I simply cannot work with people so fundamentally incompatible with me.
You're familiar with a public experiment carried out at the Great Exhibition some days ago. The accused's super high voltage instantaneous kinesis demonstration.
You're Stitch. Is that what Stitch also sounds like? I don't even know. I don't know. I haven't... Did I saw Lilo and Stitch at some point. The old one, I think. But I don't really remember it. Anyway, back to the game.
Drebber, yes, you could say that. I am aware of it. There was a terrible accident, wasn't there?
Oh, it was you, Mr. Drebber, constructed the vast machine used in the experiment. Also, our investigations indicate.
Can you confirm? I pressed next without...
Can you confirm? What did you say? Your involvement?
Yes, I constructed it. In precise accordance with the blueprints. But that's all.
Then the court would be very interested to hear your thoughts about the machine, I'm sure.
Oh, let me just dance. Should he have like a Michael Jackson voice?
An amazing device.
I don't even know if I can do a good Michael Jackson voice.
Oh my god, this amazing device, if you ask me. Oh my god, no. The pinnacle of modern science. It's not a good Michael Jackson voice.
Ah! Oh no! Oh, big spill! Shit! Okay, I'm gonna have to be right back. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, hello there. We're back. Fine. No electronics were harmed in the spill, but this was like nearly full, and it just kind of was everywhere now. But it's all cleaned up, and I shall give myself a little bit more wiggle room for my arms, as I'm doing weird dancey dances. Oh, silly me. Right, where were we? Reset the counter on days since Michael Jackson related. Oh no. Oh god. Let's just go back to the previous voice.
The pinnacle of modern science, making instantaneous kinesis a reality at last.
What?
Good, good gracious. Do you mean to say that the experiment was bona fide? Is that your belief, sir?
Yes, that is very much my belief. Such a waste that it blew up. Excuse me. I am human. I just wanted to prove it by burping.
Objection!
Yep.
But we've already established the machine was nothing more than a prop for an elaborate conjuring trick.
Objection!
Little mouse cursor. Oh, it is right here. Well done, well done.
You've established nothing of the sort.
Bone of fight.
All that was shown during yesterday's proceedings.
Is that the same outcome? Now, it's Marshal K. I'm watching you. Is that the same outcome? It's that the same outcome could have been produced by means of stage trickery.
The defense merely proposed a method and demonstrated its feasibility. Nothing more.
But... You're silly billies.
We've
procrastinated long enough, I feel. Witness, you will now give your formal testimony.
I don't know, I'm in a giggly mood.
About the machine that you constructed for the purpose of the demonstration at the Great Exhibition.
Understood.
Witness testimony. The kinesis machine.
I met the young professor approximately 1 year ago through Mr. Asman's introduction. He provided me with the blueprints and I constructed the machine to his precise specifications. It was no trick.
Wait.
If the whole show was a fraud, it would have required a body double. Tell me, did the victim have a twin? All the spectators saw the birdcage appear above their heads and then crash headfirst into the crystal tower. A terrible accident.
Oh, Dragon, am I looking forward to AnimeCon? I am looking forward to it, and I'm also slightly nervous about it, but I think it's going to be great. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun with my big face on a banner behind me. But hopefully I'll get some time also to like wander around and see what's going on. So, I'll look forward to meeting people. Yeah. Anyway,
A terrible accident, I grant you. Perhaps the science on which the machine was built was flawed somehow.
AnimeCon is usually one hall, not too big. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So that would be good to be able to. I've never been. Well, actually, the first con I went to, I think, was AnimeCon also in the Netherlands. I don't know if it's the same company. Must be.
A body double? That goes without saying, surely.
So do you know AnimeCon yourself as well? Are you going to AnimeCon? Are people going to AnimeCon? If you're going, you can tell me. That'd be cool. Anyway, to give the... You're coming on Saturday. Oh, that's so sweet. Exciting to see you. That's really fun. Just come say hi. Come say hi to me. To give the impression that something has moved when in reality it hasn't. It's a basic conjuring principle.
The deception cannot be achieved without substituting the original with a fake at some point in the performance. But would I be right in saying you haven't managed to establish anything along those lines? Incidentally, the prosecution has already confirmed that Mr. Asman had no twin siblings. None whatsoever. He just has twin... Never mind.
It's my understanding that this witness is well versed in conjuring
Artfulness. But such talents do not indicate that he was actually able to accomplish what he claims. Namely, the construction of what, by all accounts, must have been an extremely complex scientific machine.
Whatever do you mean?
Yesterday's proceedings brought the true nature of your past exploits to light, Mr. Drebber.
Indeed, it did, my lord.
Alejandro voices Macaque and Lego Monkey Kid. I don't even know that. Lego Monkey Kid. Is that then a macaque kind of like the macaque from Journey to the West? Or is that unrelated? As a swindler who preys on innocent scientists to elicit government grant money through conjuring know-how.
Yes, it's true that I possess considerable knowledge of stage magic. But crucially, my scientific knowledge more than matches that of any academic in the field.
Investigation of the witness's workshop attests to that claim, my lord. As evidence, the police found this Royal Society trophy for young talent in science there.
Yes, that's true. We spotted it there ourselves. If a hypothesis is sound, it can always be forged into a physical manifestation with sufficient skill. Though I may have sold the secrets of some deceptive wiles to sniveling, talentless scientists in the past.
Would you therefore assert that the explosion of the machine was
An unfortunate accident, or, of course, a deliberate act of murder carried out by misuse of the science?
Counsel for the defense? Your cross-examination, please.
Yes, my lord. All right, time to cross-examine. The kinesis machine. All right, let's see if we would already know. I met the young professor approximately 1 year ago through Mr. Assman's introduction. He provided me with the blueprints and I constructed the machine to his precise specifications. There's no trick. If the whole show was a fraud, it would have required a body double. Tell me, did the victim have a twin? All the spectators saw the birdcage appear above their heads and then crash headfirst into the crystal tower. A terrible accident, I grant you. Perhaps the science on which the machine was built was the science on which the machine was built was flawed somehow. Maybe this piece, actually. We found a piece of glass in the waxwork. So that the head of the professor... I mean, that could be evidence of a body double, as in, like, it could just be a puppet. But also the autopsy report of the death by hanging confirmed at midnight, 17th June, redacted for confidentiality. Courtney Stevens. Okay, that's not that much information. We've got this here. Can we not open this up or something? Nothing out of place. There's a little metal plaque here, look. Fostering burgeoning talent for the future of scientific discovery. Seems rather ironic, doesn't it? But clearly Mr. Drebber really was a very talented scientist. Okay, nothing else on here. Camera from around the neck of the waxwork of Mr. Drebber. Is there maybe a picture in here? Oh look, the cover came open. Yes, now there should be a glass plate inside. You should have a note to change the plate with each new photograph you want to take, you see? Is something wrong? There is no plate. It's been removed. Ah, what a pity. But I suppose if you think about it, this wouldn't be the actual camera that was used at the time, just like the waxwork isn't the actual person. So we'd never have found a photographic print of the executed convict coming back to life anyway. Oh, yes, you're quite right, of course. Poor Susato-san, she looks devastated. Right. Oh, there's blood on there. What a wonderful machine. You really love contraptions like this, don't you? Oh, yes. Anything mechanical I find absolutely irresistible. Almost irresistible, surely? Well, whenever I see a pocket watch, for example, I can't help myself. I simply have to take it apart. That's worrying. Yes. Father tells the time by the rumblings of his stomach now. He's given up having a watch. Poor Professor Mikotoba. Poor indeed.
Blood. Look at the blood.
Look, Mr. Naruhodo. What is it? On the bellows just here. There seem to be some very dark red stains. Yes, you're right. It looks like blood, actually. Oh. Oh my. I'm sure it's not what you're thinking. Why is he laughing awkwardly? I mean, I think it's exactly what we're thinking. I think it's blood. Okay. Where did I see this one again? I saw this symbol somewhere, didn't I? On the grave or something like that. Was it on the grave? We've got the cage. Unusual and thick glass. Okay, let's just press on the things. I think somehow maybe we can, like, the waxwork kind of shows that there's a body double in the end. Maybe that's what it is. But let's see. So you were already acquainted with Mr. Assman himself? Not really. By chance, I'd seen his name mentioned in the papers. That's all. But I had no interest in his private affairs. If he was an unscrupulous investor, it was no concern of mine. As long as people pay their bills, I take up my tools and construct what they ask for. So, why did Mr. Assman approach you in particular then? Who can say? I presume because my name is associated with excellence in engineering. Not to mention excellence in fraud. Hard to gauge, but the point is,
All I did was construct the machine according to the blueprints I was given. In other words, the Kinesis machine was built on solid scientific principles. Yes, you might say that. Professor Hairbrain certainly has a mind like no other.
He provided me with the blue and I constructed the machine to his precise specifications. It was no trick. It's clear that you have both scientific knowledge and knowledge of conjuring magic, however.
The more knowledge you have, the better equipped you are to handle whatever comes along. But your implication is that I furnished the machine with some trickery, I think.
It's a possibility that we have to explore.
Unfortunately, though, the machine has been blown to Kingdom Come. So there's really nothing left to explore, is there? It appears that the Kinesis machine was fitted with a timed explosive device of some sort. And there's nothing left of that device either. Not a single shred of evidence remaining, I hear.
He must have planned all this from the outset.
But in any case, it's abundantly clear that the experiment couldn't have been a trick. If the whole...
It's abundantly clear. Okay. If the whole show was a fraud, it would have required a body double. Tell me, did the victim have a twin? Of course. That's it. Mr. Assman was a twin.
Objection!
Come on, slow down now. You're getting a little bit excited.
Perhaps my learned friend wasn't listening earlier. Mr. Assman had no twin siblings.
No, I heard you before, but the thread of hope hadn't quite left me. The demonstration could have been a trick if there was somebody who looked sufficiently like the victim. But Dr. Scythe absolutely ruled that out as a possibility.
It is beyond question that the victim himself, Mr. Assman, did move from the stage to the Crystal Tower. The fingerprints found at the scene attest to the fact.
So it can't have been orchestrated by someone who looked identical to Mr. Assman then. Wait, so there's... So there's fingerprints found at the scene. What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, no, nothing. I don't tend to think. Just that the idea of someone who looked identical to the victim is playing on my mind. Do we know? We don't know. We don't know what the... Hold on. This is the head of the Professor Wax work. We don't know what the person underneath looks like. This lock does look... Didn't we have a key somewhere? It does look very strong, doesn't it? There's definitely no way you could remove the mask yourself if it was put on you. It's a terrible way to treat someone, even a convicted criminal. I know. It's starting to make me livid, actually. Mr. Naruhodo, please. I mean, just think about it. Imagine if you had an itch on your cheek all of a sudden. You'd be utterly helpless. I agree. Terrible, isn't it? Abby, what's going on? I'm alright. How about you? How's things? Well, yes, that's true. But I'm not sure that warrants quite so much anger. Alright, sorry. Did we not? I think we had a key somewhere, didn't we? Didn't we get a key somewhere, or was that somewhere else? Maybe that was in a dream. I think I had a dream last night that I inherited £3 million. And then I woke up and I was like, oh no, I don't have £3 million. It's like, oh damn, how disappointing. Technically the body double wouldn't have to look exactly like Assman. I'd just have to sell the illusion that a person was in there to complete the trick. Well, true. I guess the initially people saw Assman on the platform, right? And then his body was found. And his body really was on the other side. I think because people saw him in the beginning, and we saw him in the beginning, right? And he was like waving, and then his body was found on the other end. So like, how did you would have to have someone on the platform who looks like him, I think. But anyway, you're good. Just been a bit tense. Try not to be that. You know what? I'm the same. I'm trying not to stress too much. It's not easy, is it? It's just a little bit modern life. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, like kind of getting anxious means your body is kind of scared of some danger, and sometimes it's good to kind of be like, well, I'm not saying it well. I have to go back to the VOD and say it better then. Anyway, I'm not giving good life advice right now. I'm just gonna play a game because my brain is frazzled as well. Anyway, all spectrum. Let me. We didn't have a key here. It's def fun. What, life? Life in general? It is fun, isn't it? That sounded convincing. All the spectators saw the birdcage appear above the... Have we pressed this one? It crashed head first, you say? Oh.
According to the many witness reports from those there at the time, yes?
Were you not there at the beginning, at the exhibition grounds on the day?
Unlikely. I rarely leave my workshop.
Yet another of your unique inventions was found at the scene. Wait, what? Crashed head first. Were you not? Wait, why did it? Why did the crossbow suddenly appear? I'm confused.
Well, it was the unveiling of a machine I'd labored over for many months. I saw it clearly with my own eyes. The birdcage plummeting headfirst into the tower.
What a surprise.
I believe the victim's neck was broken from the headlong fall, wasn't it?
How would you have come by that information?
Even an infernal recluse like me reads the newspapers, you know? According to the reports, 2 injuries were apparent on the victim's body.
Yes. He'd been stabbed in the chest by a screwdriver, believed to belong to the defendant. And he had broken vertebrae as a result of a fall from a considerable height.
Correct. My learned friend has been doing his research, it seems.
Do we know which injury was the fatal one?
Sadly, not. Forensic science is not yet at a level where such things can be determined. What we do know is that the victim died, having sustained both injuries at some point during the experiment. And since he was found in the birdcage with his neck broken, It's obvious that he fell from a considerable height.
I suppose that's hard to deny.
A terrible accident, I grant you. Perhaps the science on which the machine was built was flawed somehow.
So you understood the science, did you?
Not in the slightest.
Oh, right? But how did he build it then?
As I've said a number of times, I'm an engineer. My job is to manufacture according to the blueprints I'm given. I would be inviting manifold problems if I foolishly allowed my brain to digest the ideas behind them. I could be accused of stealing those ideas, for example.
But how is it possible to construct a machine without really understanding the principles it relies on?
Well, you're practicing law without really
Understanding the principles it relies on, aren't you? Wow. That's a little bit harsh. A very good point. Why are you admitting to that? I'm sure you studied very hard, right? And I'm sure you understand most of it now. Damn. Yeah, stand up for yourself, Mr. Naruhodo.
The point is, the experiment resulted in instantaneous kinesis taking place. As such, the science must be sound. Yes, and really, experimental results are all that matters when it comes to proving hypotheses.
He's certainly very sure of himself.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, now that the machine has been completely destroyed by yesterday's explosion, it's going to be impossible to argue its authenticity one way or another. But if we're unable to establish that it was a piece of stage trickery rather than genuine science, we will have no grounds on which to demonstrate Professor Hairbrain's innocence. Both Mr. Assman and this man in the stand tricked the professor and used him. They took advantage of his naivete and his unbending belief in his work, and I won't let them get away with it. And seeing as the professor is an old friend of Lord Van Zeek's, what on earth must he be feeling towards Drebber? Okay, my instinct right now is to present constructing the machine to press. It was no trick. If the whole show was, it would have required a body. So even though it's not a twin, my instinct that it would appear from. This is my instinct.
Objection.
Okay, that's wrong. Okay. The defense would have to object to the last stand. Okay, fine. Okay, wrong instinct. Wrong instinct. Did the victim have a twin? Because somehow I thought, because we have these pieces here, and we found this glass piece that was found in the folds of the clothing of the professor waxwork. So that would mean, but why? But the body in the end was found in the crystal tower also, so it doesn't. So what if this is maybe just the head?
Objection.
Oh shit, that's not it either. I'm just plowing through these, aren't we? Okay, so this is not. I'm on a wrong track. I'm on the wrong track. Would have required a body, tell me. Okay, he didn't have a twin. And then crash. Ah, this is at odds, actually, with the evidence. Shit. Because if it's head first, why is it damaged at the bottom? There's no damage at the top. Yeah, so this has got to be it, actually. This has got to be it.
Objection!
Yeah. Should have seen that earlier. Shouldn't I? Shouldn't I? Shouldn't I? We've examined the birdcage that crashed into the crystal tower ourselves. As you can see, the cage, which is a wooden construction, has sustained damage in one particular spot.
Following the explosion, it fell some 30 feet into the glass of the crystal tower. That level of damage is to be expected, surely.
I agree. The damage itself is entirely understandable. What doesn't make sense... Oh, he's very smug, isn't he?
Is the location of that damage.
All the breakages in the wood are at the base of the birdcage, not the top. Oh, he's already sweating. We got him, guys.
What are you saying?
That's the opposite of where it should be.
That's right, my lord. The birdcage that was at the scene is damaged at its base.
So, we have reports of the birdcage falling headlong into the crystal tower, yet the damage is at the bottom. The only way to reconcile these two facts is to accept that there were two bird cages in play that day, which were at some point switched. Switched during what wasn't a scientific experiment at all, but an elaborate piece of staged trickery.
Good gracious. Explain yourself, witness.
Well...
If we examine the facts...
Wait, that's not Santa.
If we examine the facts, there's only one logical conclusion we can draw. The damage on the base of the birdcage clearly indicates that it crashed tail first into the tower.
But multiple witness reports claim it fell head first.
The birdcage materialized in the sky next to a balloon flying over the stage, following a spontaneous explosion at an altitude of some 60 feet above ground level,
which is approximately 18 meters. It then proceeded to fall some 30 feet into the crystal tower in the ensuing deflagration.
Witness reports amid such chaos are notoriously unreliable.
But the victim's neck was broken.
Objection!
He plummeted 30 feet inside a heavy wooden cage. However he fell, it would be unsurprising to find one or two of his vertebrae crushed.
A riveting scientific analysis of events from their prosecution there. Though, to be even more rigorous, you would have to say it was only one vertebrae, actually.
He wasn't quiet for long. I find it hard to see what's motivating Lord Van Zieks. The music's pretty good, isn't it? This witness is clearly a swindler, and one who deceived a personal friend of his. If you're going to establish this deception, do it right. Sorry? I feel like that's the undertone here.
Ah, yes. And there's one more point the defense appears to have forgotten. It obviously wasn't a trick, as a certain truth very plainly demonstrates.
What?
It seems to me that the cross-examination had better continue until we resolve this matter. Mr. Drebber, will you amend your testimony with details of this truth?
Of course, we must treat the matter scientifically, after all.
Ah, I nearly had him there. Whoopsie.
The kinesis clearly took place because there's nowhere else 30 feet high for the birdcage to have fallen from. A terrible accident, I grant you.
Well, so wait, what happened? We have a... Oh, so this has been amended. There's nowhere else. Well, we know... Didn't it fly from the balloon? Isn't that what we established?
Hold it!
What do you mean?
Well, before the demonstration began, the victim was alive on stage in front of the audience.
Yes. There are lots of witnesses who saw Mr. Assman on the experimentation stage. That's true. That is confusing to me as well. Unless he was like... He would have to... Oh, unless he was like brought over much later. If he was killed on the experimentation stage and a fake body fell down into the crystal tower, then there's a lot of hubbub and stuff like that. And in the hubbub, somehow, the real one was then brought over and exchanged for the fake one. I mean, it doesn't feel like an easy thing to happen, but somehow this feels like that's what happened.
Hello, hello, MK Gavin. What's going on? Welcome, welcome.
Mr. Antenna, you gotta finish your classwork. Don't you worry, you do your classwork. It's very important. Stay in school, kids.
And the victim's neck broke as a result of an impact following
whatever it said there. Following a fall.
Logically, therefore, the victim must have fallen from somewhere.
Oh yeah, but he did break his neck.
The balloon that exploded was at an altitude of 60 feet. The point of impact on the tower was 30 feet up. That difference of 30 feet is therefore the total distance the birdcage fell. And there's no other location from which the cage could have fallen that distance if it didn't drop out of the sky.
But also, like, I mean, we have this picture of the experimentation stage. This experimentation stage was quite high, and this looks like it could have opened up, and the cage could have just fallen down there, broken his neck, and maybe there's a tunnel over to the Crystal Tower from here, or something. Possible.
Ergo, the victim himself must have been beamed from the stage into the sky above the Crystal Tower.
A trenchant scientific analysis. Dear me, every time I hear it explained, it sounds increasingly plausible.
Oh, yes. It's all very thought out. Certainly, all the spectators on the day saw it. The birdcage plummeting 30 feet through the air, I mean.
Irritatingly, yes. There's nowhere else 30 feet high for the birdcage to have fallen. What other pieces of information do we have here? What is the autopsy report of Assman? British. Time of death. Hemorrhage of a wound to the chest that pierced the heart inflicted by a sharp implement. Broken vertebra. Most likely resulting from impact after a sudden fall from considerable height. What does it say in the newspaper? Public expenditure. Obviously properly. Does it say specifically? Because he knew so precisely that he had like one vertebra broken. I met the young professor approximately 1 year ago for Mr. Assman's introduction. He provided me with the blueprints. I constructed the machine to his present. It was no trick. The whole show was a fraud. Would have required a body double. Tell me, did the victim have a twin? Terrible accident. Perhaps the science on which the machine was built was flawed somehow. Wait, what does it say here? The metal floor of the stage has been blown open by the explosion. But we can't further look at this. Autopsy report of the mass murderer is nothing else in here. We can't open the heads. We can't look at that. This is from the Crystal Tower, indicating there's some sort of trickery. This is from the waxwork of Mr. Drebber. And it's got... Why did he take... Why would there be blood on the camera? What does that have to do with anything? It's all very confusing. Then we've got the screwdriver. Scorch marks of the balloon. We've got this. That's confusing. You provided me with the blueprints. Let me see what advices does Susato have for me. What advices does she have? He's certainly very sure of himself. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, now that the machine has been completely destroyed by yesterday's explosion, it's going to be impossible to argue its authenticity one way or the other. But if you're unable to establish that it was a piece of staged trickery, rather than genuine science, we will have no grounds on which to demonstrate Professor Hairbrain's innocence. Both Mr. Assman and this man in the stand tricked the professor and used him. They took advantage of his naivety and his unbending belief in his work, and I won't let them get away with it. Right, so we're needing to prove that this is trickery. So, he provided me with the blueprint. I constructed the machine to its precise perfect. It was no trick. It was no trick. Hold on. I mean, this symbol will come back later as well, I think. There's something... I forgot where we saw that, but we saw that symbol somewhere. Was it on the grave or something? I think we saw it somewhere. Was no trick. I mean, this is kind of... Broken glass is somehow proof that it was a trick, I think. I would have required a body double, but maybe I presented it on the wrong... Because there's nowhere else 30 feet high for the birdcage to have fallen from. Perhaps the science on which the machine was built was flawed somehow? Somehow my brain is not very good today. My brain is not very good. The only thing I can think of is the glass thing. It wasn't, but somehow this, I already did that a couple of times. And it's not correct. Not correct. I keep losing lives. Well, it could have. It says there's nowhere else. It could have fallen from the platform. Is that just it?
Objection!
Oh shit! No, that's not it either. Not very good today, aren't we? Maybe I'll just press again and see if something comes up.
Hold it!
So you were already acquainted. Not really. By chance, I'd seen his name mentioned in the papers. No interest in it private. If he was an unscripted, it was no concern of mine. Must be prepared about take up my tools and construct what they ask for. So why did Mr. Asman approach you in particular? Who can say? I presume because my name is associated with excellence in engineering. Not to mention excellence in fraud. Hard to gauge, but the point is all I did was construct the machine according to the blueprints I was given. Okay. It was built on solid scientific principles. Yes, you might say that. Okay. Has a mind like no other. Wait, someone wants me to fail? Why would you want me to fail? The death counter is so close.
Hold it!
I don't want to die. It's clear that you have both scientific knowledge and knowledge of conjuring magic. The more knowledge you have, the better equipped you are to handle whatever comes along. But the implication is that I furnished the machine with some trickery, I think. It's a possibility that we have to explore. Unfortunately, the machine has been blown to Kingdom Come. There's really nothing left to explore. Not a single shred of evidence remaining. I hear. He must have planned all this from the ass. He must have planned, but in any case, it's abundantly clear that Eastman couldn't have been a trick. I literally have no clue. It's clear that it couldn't have been a trick. Is it like something really simple that I'm missing?
Hold it!
Doesn't have a true. You getting ready for the weekend? Have a good day, Dragon Nerd Izzy. I'll see you on the weekend, I suppose. Of course, that's it. Mr. Assman was okay. No, we already tried this, but he's not a twin. Still had no twin siblings. And then he has proof that. Okay. Oh no, nothing. Just the idea that someone was playing on his mind. Just the idea of someone who looked identical to victims playing on my mind. Hold it! What do you mean? The victim was alive on stage in front of the audience, yes. And the victim's neck broke as a result of an impact following a fall. Logically, therefore, the victim must have fallen from somewhere. 60 feet. The point of impact on the tower was 30 feet up. That difference of 30 feet is therefore the total distance the birdcage fell. Hold on a minute. Maybe we can present this piece. Because wouldn't that also show? Like, I still think that it's possible that, you know, it just fallen from here, because that's kind of roughly the same distance as from here to here. If all of this is 60 feet, I mean, this is a little bit less. This looks more like 20 feet, but it's still a fair distance. What's up, Anthony? Welcome, welcome to my stream of where I'm very confused and don't know what's going on. But I'm trying to figure it out. There's no other location from which the catcher found that distance if it didn't drop out of the sky. Ergo, beam from the stage. Oh yes, it's all very thought out. But he could have... Terrible accident, I grant you. Oh, well, I mean, if I show the diagram also... I mean, I don't know, what is this? So he could have fallen from up here as well, according to the diagram, right? So maybe I'll just present the diagram? Hold it! Oh, sorry. Oh, damn it. I didn't mean to press that. Oh, shit. Not in the slightest. Okay, maybe that's what it is. How's my gonna... Okay. Stand up for yourself, indeed. Okay, okay. All right, now we have... skip. We've already done this. I think maybe I need to present the diagram. That's the only thing I can think of right now. Should we risk it? Let's risk it. Clearly, because there's nowhere else. 30. Yeah. I'm. Objection. Thank you, Jesus. My God. That took some time, didn't it? Ah, my brain. Starting to feel like a failure. Like, why can I not solve this? It's all saved. It's all saved. This is a diagram of the experimentation stage and its surroundings. Sorry, Merizian. Means I'm not dying. I solved it. Did it. And I'm probably gonna also have to be very on time with my next stream and the ending streams, because I have a voiceover tomorrow morning, and I still have packing to do also and stuff. So it's yeah. I have to. I'm slightly sleepy also, so I'm just gonna play a little bit of Wukong then also, and then I need to rest. We know that somehow the birdcage appeared in mid-air before falling down into the crystal tower. A fall of about 30 feet or 9 meters. Yes, I do need to take care of myself as well. Thank you, Elsie. You're not a failure, Mark. You made it. Thank you, Fire of Resolve. Appreciate that. If you examine the diagram carefully, so there's basically you'll see that there is one other possible location from which the birdcage could have fallen. Yeah, I guess from up top. Smugged you, the same distance of 30 feet.
No.
So dramatic.
No. No.
Well, it appears the defense has a possible explanation to put forward. Go ahead, counsel.
Yes, my lord. Of course.
You will indicate the place to which you are referring on this same diagram.
Okay.
The alternative location from which the birdcage could possibly have fallen, the requisite 30 feet.
Huh? What? I wanted to put up there. But that doesn't allow me. So then maybe it does mean the platform? Oh, will this be my end now? Should I just say it once more? Will this be the death of me? Am I gonna die? Because I'm like, I thought maybe it was up here and it just somebody pushed it down. But I guess, but this isn't 30 feet quite, is it? Maybe it is. Okay, platform.
Take that!
The place I'm referring to is here.
But that's
I did it.
where the birdcage would have been to begin with.
Which is exactly the point, my lord. Yes, the birdcage was in the machine on the stage. But what we must also consider is the height of the stage itself.
Go on, counsel.
Turns out that the experimentation stage was built at a considerable height above ground level. If you look at the diagram, in fact, you'll see it's at about the same height above the ground as the balloon was above the crash site.
Exclamation mark.
Boom. When the experiment got underway, the machine and the birdcage were engulfed in steam. See, that is what I said earlier. At that moment, the floor of the stage gave way, and if we assume there to be a void underneath, this birdcage and the one seen by the audience would have fallen almost exactly the same distance. Oh, he's sweaty.
He's angry.
He's smug. Once again, my lord, I have figured it out with my genius brain person. This all points to the fact that there was not one birdcage, but two, I mean.
Objection!
I'm so good with the words.
My learned friend has no evidence that the stage had such a contrivance in its design.
Someone is responsible for the criminal destruction of the kinesis machine itself, it's true. However, the stage still stands. And take a moment to look at the photographic print of the scene following yesterday's explosion.
Good lord! The metal grill that formed the floor of the machine is undone.
Yes, most likely blown open by the force of the explosion that destroyed the rest of the machine. The defense calls for the space below the stage to be investigated immediately. Mr. Drebber. Me? It was you who built the kinesis machine, which means, excuse me, that it was you who built the two bird cages that were used to carry out this deception.
It's like the Arnold's coming.
Whether Professor Hairbrain's hypothesis is sound or not makes no difference. Because it's the construction of this machine that matters. A machine designed to take Mr. Assman's life and lay the blame firmly at the professor's door.
something that could only have been carried out by you, Mr. Enoch Drebber.
Ah! Grr, grr.
The internet wham ad is being wacky, so these bits are for the TGAA stream. So thank you, AIM listens to. If you cut out, don't worry, don't worry. But I appreciate the cheers. Grr, Drebber is angry. Grr. I mean, if that wasn't an Arnold, you should stop drinking. Should I leave it there? What do we let's hear his objection first, and then we leave it after that. Because cliffhanger, if my learned friend has reached the end of his wild assertions. Ah, of course. First you make him pour it, and then you just destroy it. That is just rude.
The prosecution would like to crush the defense's argument slowly, but surely.
He's going to say, how did the person then end up on the other side? Like, yes, that is still a mystery, but yes.
Your argument fails to hold water on 2 counts.
2? 3? I mean 1? I mean 2?
Firstly, before and after the experiment, this witness went nowhere near the kinesis machine. Every relevant member of staff from the exhibition has attested to that.
And I believe members of Scotland Yard have also been on watch duty at every public experiment.
In other words, Mr. Drebber had no opportunity to switch the alleged pair of bird cages.
But I've already explained why he wouldn't have needed to.
The nonsense with the crossbow. That doesn't bolster your case at all. The man who disappeared from the stage and the man who crashed into the tower are one and the same. The forensic investigation team's report is unequivocal on that point.
Yeah.
The second flaw in your assertion is a distinct lack of motive. Why would this man have wanted to take the victim's life? He had no reason to do so.
A motive? Do you mean like for a picture? Do I have to think of everything myself? What now?
I have here a contract provided by the witness.
What contract is this, Lord Van Zeeks?
Don't you love how like new evidence just keeps appearing? Couldn't have had this from the start, could we?
The contract into which Mr. Drebber entered with the victim, Mr. Assman. It reads, Mr. Drebber is to receive 30% of all remunerations from government grants or other income.
30%? Certainly very favorable contractual conditions.
But there was one very important provision bolted onto that clause.
What provision?
Mr. Drebber may only uphold this right on condition that both contracting parties are alive.
In other words, if either of us were to die, the contract would become null and void. So you see, I had nothing to gain from Mr. Assman's death. The diametric opposite, in fact.
Oh.
Need I say more? The witness had neither an opportunity nor a reason to commit the alleged crime. In short, the possibility of Mr. Drebber having done as you suggest is nil.
How upsetting. And it seems the defense assertion was somewhat wide of the mark. And I think I'm going to leave this one here today and gonna play a little bit of Wukong and see if I'll manage to beat Erlang in a couple of minutes. So I'm gonna exit this and save it and move over to Wukong. So I'm gonna go offline for a second and then come back online in a couple of minutes. So for those of you who are joining there as well, I'll see you in a couple of minutes. And for those of you who don't, I'll see you next week, I believe. Maybe on Wednesday again, or maybe on another day. I'll see when I maybe I will be able to do it on 2 separate days next week. We'll see, but yes, because I have a little bit more time next week, I think. But like I said, I'll catch some of you in a few minutes, and the rest of you have a lovely rest of your week. Bye bye, and see you in a minute. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.